Welcome to the weekly market forecast. I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to be looking at this week, how I'm going to be trading the markets, give you a kind of a talk through how I set up my markets for the week. This is a really important skill to develop in your trading, making sure that you are setting yourself up for the week, marking your zones for the week, and making sure that you don't make any mistakes. Failing to set your trades up in the week can be a reason why you overtrade or take trades that you shouldn't have taken. So if you feel like this is something that you're doing, please make sure you watch this, make sure you copy and do the same, and hopefully this will keep you on the right side of a few trades this week. What's really important is that when you have marked your zones or your levels, is that these are the ones that you trade. Don't add in new zones or add in new levels unless the market genuinely gives you them. This is a real good trick to make sure that you are focusing on the good trades only. Now, if you're interested in content like this or you enjoy this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I drop a video every day at 3 o'clock UK time, and hopefully I can teach you all a bit about Forex trading. So first things first, before we get started, one thing I do every single week is I just clear the charts. It's really important to make sure that your charts are clear every single week so that you don't make any mistakes ultimately. So I'm going to be clearing these charts, right click, remove drawing indicators, that's that done. Do the same for Euro JPY, clear that way. Same for Euro AUD. And the same for the DXY. So the market is now completely clear. I've got no previous bias from anything that we've looked at, and now we can just start again effectively. And we just go on and start marking zones. So you can see we've got a weekly level here that the DXY is coming into. That's going to be an important area for us to pay attention to. I'm going to also mark down the weekly low in case we get there. I'm only going to do the top and the bottom. There's not really much point in looking any further than that. Main reason being is that once these areas go, well, really it's only going to take a week or so it's only going to take a few days, if anything, for these zones to be cleared. As you can see, each candle normally clears out the one candle from before. We are quite bullish, so I am still expecting bullish prices on the DXY, but ultimately, because we are coming to this major level, it's going to be one for us to pay close attention to, because if it does get swept, then we'll be looking for short prices. On the daily, it's very, very similar. Let's mark on our daily level there, and then we mark on our daily level there. With daily, I'll normally mark on the most recent couple because they're usually the ones that will get taken over the next couple of days. Daily, I will do every single day just to keep an eye on it. And you can see we are starting to squeeze into this range. If I drop down to the hourly, you can probably see it a little bit easier. Starting to squeeze into this range here. We haven't really got anything left to the left that we've taken, which for me means that we're going to need to take out some of these levels. I would hope for a push up on the DXY like this into one of these areas, false move, something like that, and then a bigger push down. That would be perfect for me. So let's pay attention. Let's see what happens over the next week or so, and see if we get that. That might take a couple of weeks to develop, so don't be surprised if the DXY just kind of ranges for a little while. But let's see what we get. Dropping down even further, nothing really of note here. If I'm going to be looking for a bullish entry, I would mark on that zone there, and the resting liquidity sat above. And then this could be an area where we might get a buy from. Naturally, we're going to be taking trades on Euro USD if we get the setup on the DXY, but this just adds to my kind of bullish bias where we might get a trickle down throughout Monday, Tuesday, and then maybe some sort of setup to send us bullish here and take out this major level for the rest of the week. So let's see what we get. Euro USD, we'll do exactly the same. Let's mark on our zones, our weekly levels. So we can see here on the Euro USD, we have actually taken out that weekly level. That's gone now, so let's make a note of that. We've got here as well another major point down here, so let's pay attention to that. These are all major levels, so let's mark these on. And then in terms of weekly levels, last week's weekly low was there. Let's mark that one on. We've got last week's weekly high, which was there. Let's mark that one on. Dropping down to the daily, very, very similar. We've got a weekly range here that we're playing with. What I do quite like about this, and this adds to my bias on the DXY, although the DXY hasn't yet taken its liquidity. I like the fact that the Euro USD is failing to, you can see the bodies of these candles, they're rejecting off this major level quite well. So for me, that could indicate bullish prices. Ultimately, I'm going to be a little bit cautious. Simple reason being is that we haven't taken out our major level on the DXY chart yet. We don't need to, obviously, but it would make sense to sweep that high before we pushed bearish. It really depends, and the good thing about using these higher time frame zones is that they actually move quite slowly within them anyway, so it doesn't matter a huge amount. If we drop down to the hourly, very, very similar. Let's mark on that zone, make sure it's marked as daily so we know what it is. That's our daily level. Nothing really much different on the 4 hour. I wouldn't be looking to trade any of these kind of internal. The range here, as you can see, is kind of stuck in a, let's have a quick look. Yeah, it's kind of stuck in this kind of bearish formation. We've had that spike down. I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be trading just off this, if I'm honest. We might get a bullish push. We've got, yeah, so we've got some supply there, as you can see. If we mark that one on, let's mark that there. We've got some supply there. We have got resting liquidity here that you can see as well, and we have got an imbalance there. So this would definitely be an area that I'd be interested in. Sure, whether it does anything or gives us anything is obviously another question altogether. But we can mark it on, we can keep an eye on it, and we go from there. I'm really liking bullish prices on Euro USD, but you can see, yeah, we have taken liquidity there as well. We might push bullish from here, but to me it looks like we do need a further push down, maybe clearing out some more of this liquidity like that before we get our push up into higher prices. So we'll have to wait and see what we get out of the marketplace. If I draw on the upper range as well, yeah, so we've got quite a nice zone here that we can look at. Let's just see. So if we're going up to there, that's our supply zone above. And we've got resting liquidity there as well. And we are, bearish in direction. So I'll be all over a sell from this area here. That will be probably my preferred trade of the week. We've got to get up there first. And how we get up there is really up to what price does. We could reject this imbalance. We could reject this supply. Major levels already been taken, which means liquidity is injected into the marketplace for bullish prices, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to reject, but I do expect it will. So let's have a look and see what happens the rest of the week. Euro JPY. Let's draw everything on. So we're stuck in quite a tight range here on Euro JPY. This is the weekly chart, as you can see. We've got a weekly level there. We've got a weekly level here. And we've got a major level there, kind of, it's not the best of major levels, and we've got our major level down here. Don't expect to tag that lower major level, but it's good to know where it is. On the daily chart, yeah, really tight range here. So we've got daily high there, daily low here. Always mark on the most recent two. You can see we're kind of squeezing though, can't you? Kind of squeezing price. And these are often dangerous areas to trade in because anything can happen. It can turn on you and flip on you. There's not really any structure to it, as you can see. Just looking at the hourly charts. I mean, you could argue that we're bearish. Higher time frame, obviously, we're quite bullish. We've got this bullish price action here, but then lower time frames we start breaking bearish. Who knows what could happen here? It's not a chart I'm going to be jumping into just randomly. I think I'll be waiting to see if we can break this range first. I think one of these weekly levels would be a really good area, this one or this one. If we could break one of those weekly levels, yeah, then maybe we can get into a trade. But internal range, daily highs, I mean, that did take out a high to the left, so that could be one to watch. This did technically push down and create a new low, so that could be one to watch as well. So certainly until we get either up here or down here, I'll be kind of sitting on my hands with this one. Euro AUD. Let's see what we've got on this one. So let's have a look. We've got our weekly level there. Let's mark that one on. And we've got our weekly level here. Let's mark that one on. And we've got a major level up here. but not too fussed about that one, as you know, because it's too far away. In terms of daily, if we're looking at the daily charts here, let's remove this alert because we don't need that anymore. In terms of the daily chart, we've got a high there, nice daily level there. Oh, wrong one. Nice daily level there, and we've got a daily low here as well. Let's mark that one on. No other daily lows that we're paying attention to, but we do have that daily high there. So these are our initial areas this week that we're going to be looking for trades from. You can see we've been pushing quite bearish. I'd be happy to take a buy up to higher prices. We've got here a zone here we could be trading from as well. Let's just draw it on. It's quite a big zone, as you can see. But if price gets into there, it's definitely worth considering for a buy from. We've got any resting liquidity there as well. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we got some liquidity there as well. So definitely been paying attention to that one. See if we can get pushed down into this zone. It makes sense for price to kind of come down here, take out some liquidity before then pushing back higher. But again, you know, we might just push up, take some of these highs out, push up, take some of these highs out. Again, you know, the euro charts aren't looking particularly pretty this week. But look, that's what I trade, so we'll be waiting and watching. I'll keep you updated as the week goes on. Remember as well, my daily forecasting, my daily analysis in my Discord group. So if you're not in the Discord group already, send me a message on Instagram at strongmoneyforex, and you'll be able to see my daily analysis and see what I'm looking for that day. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next drop.